So here are some of the questions that I start my work with. And we'll come back to these as the conversation goes on. Who inhabits or uses what spaces and why? How do those users relate to one another? By what means do they come to know and understand each other? How is our experience shaped by both history and fantasy in any given moment or place? And how do economic, social, it's a long list, political, decorative, architectural, musical histories, and personal narratives converge in a single site? So I know those are very abstract right now, but I ask you to hold them in mind as I show you some of the projects. So starting with the space between space and narrative, what do I mean by those things? So I do a lot of direct work with narrative, and when I say that, I mean I actually am writing stories. I'm looking at an experience of thinking about stories in a spatial context. When I talk about narrative, I'm talking about a broad tradition of narrative, but I'm also talking from a very particular point and a very particular perspective. Some is generational, some is geographical. I feel like one of the most defining things about my life is really being born in a moment of the television serial, right? Like serial narrative. And I don't know, do you guys have, I know in Latin America they have telenovelas. In the US we have soap operas. Is there something like that here? I haven't seen them yet. So I grew up with a family that came on American television called the Horton Family in a show called Days of Our Lives. It was my grandmother's favorite soap opera, and so I watched it from the time I was little. So I know these people very well. It comes on every day, 5 days a week, and it has my entire life. And so there's a way that whatever is happening in my life is running against this other fictional narrative.